This is a call to intercession. It's a call to repentance, a call to very, very deep repentance. I was in a vision, and the Lord was in the vision. I was looking from outside the vision. The vision was like a movie setting within the nation of Nigeria. All of a sudden, the entire nation looked like a very small neighborhood. The Lord was walking, and I was outside of the scene, observing him as he walked. I observed his emotions and his feelings. I saw the pain in his eyes. The pain even had a sound, like a pulsating sound. And it created an atmosphere in the dream, a frightening atmosphere as I beheld him within the Nigerian landscape. It was almost as if in the dream, time had shrunk and we could move from Lagos into Abuja taking a step. We could move from Abuja to Port Harcourt in one step. But what made this revelation quite scary is the fact that there was deep darkness everywhere. Everywhere. To an extent, I could say, okay, yeah. But even the darkness in places where you would not have expected much reaction from the Lord appear to have garnered some emotional response from him. As I observed him, I felt in my heart, I said, he surely will find light in these quarters, that quarters, that quarters. And primarily, the names of some churches came up, the names of some men. I thought that, okay, you know what? If the Lord does not find light on the streets, he will certainly find light in these assignments and with these men he had called. And we began this journey as he walked into one of the mainline ministries. And it was pitch darkness. The darkness wasn't different from the darkness on the streets. I cringed as I beheld the Lord. But I also knew that he wasn't exactly taken by surprise. It was almost as if he was giving me a thought, although I wasn't physically there in the dream. He wanted me to see certain things. Then I said in my heart, like Abraham was reasoning with God when he was going after Sodom and Gomorrah, he will surely find light in this particular house. And in an instant, after taking 2 steps, we were in that house. It belonged to a man with a very, very great calling. The picture in his house was a bit astonishing and frightening, to say the least, at the same time. Right in his house, there was disorderliness. The table was in the passage. Plates were on the floor. The man was tired. And I could tell that he was exhausted from the labors of ministry. And while the Lord stood in front of him, he didn't see the Lord there. I also noticed that that grieved the heart of the Lord. And shortly after, we were in Abuja. Abuja was different. Abuja was even more frightening. There were loud cries, and you could tell that this cries had been going on for long. But what made it more frightening was not just that they were cries, they were especially cries of children. Children who had cried for so long they had lost their voice and they were just humming or humming. Women wailing, and there was none to attend to them. There were people sitting in the streets in different corners with their head bowed, well dressed. But when they raised their head, you could see a picture of death. And then I was taken in the spirit to the gates of the city, Abuja. I saw a fire boiling in the midst of the city. The fire was coming out from a pot. The pot was massive. From a distance, the pot didn't look big, but when I came close, the pot was big. And I heard in the spirit, for the cry of my people, for the sins against my righteousness, for the expenditure of the call, I will visit this land with judgment. And in an instant, I began to see a few seats in different places, empty. Men disappearing from the scene, men who clearly were called by the Lord, some taken home prematurely as a sign of judgment. I hear the Lord say that the day of purifying and purging is here. I will judge your political landscape. And the wind of my purging will go through your midst. Its impact will be felt on your streets, but it will not start from your streets. It will start from your pulpit. It will come to the pew. It will be felt on the streets. In days to come, even the uninitiated and the unlearned in the things of the Spirit will know that the Lord has begun to walk through the land.